Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think the first time when I made this claim that it's possible that the Ukrainians will start a civil war, an insurrection, could be maybe in June last year when I said, well, the Ukrainians could not win this. This was my argument, could not win this. The Russians probably will push them back or will kill, unfortunately, too many of them. And then you're going to have some clear heads in Ukraine saying the Russians are decimating our nation for the interest and advantage of some other forces. And I thought, I claimed that the military will wake up and say, that's enough. It's enough, Zelensky, that's enough, Al Capone, too many Ukrainians. We do not want to sacrifice Ukraine for you, all of it. It seems like this showed up about 3 weeks ago or a month ago. They let it out in the open, with Zelensky coming out and saying that this is a stalemate. This was about a week ago or so, but it was just like I took it as the last straw right here. Now we have Elon Musk, who claims the same thing, or at least he touches on the same idea, that there will be some people who would oppose Zelensky and his will oppose their idiotic they don't self-destruct because they're not going to happen anything to these guys, but the Ukrainian nation will be destroyed. So look what Musk says here in this article coming from Russia Today. November 11th, 2023. Stop sending young Ukrainians to die, Musk tells Zelensky. It's exactly what I said about the military in Ukraine. Well, would say, we just send these guys to die for something that is really not winnable. What are you going to do? Beat the Russian army? I don't think so. And eventually they can use nuclear weapons if they feel cornered. The only option these guys had was to eliminate Putin and about 300 other people in charge of key important positions in about 20 minutes, all of them, and somehow replace them with weasels. And the problem is, under these weasels, they should have people who would follow orders. Because remember, if you have a person, let's say you're a major or you're a lieutenant, and your superior is eliminated by your enemy, and you realize that, you probably gonna go and talk to the new guy dropped on your head by your enemy. You know what I mean? So it's not really 300. Maybe you need about 5,000 people in a span of about 20 minutes, half an hour, so they can't communicate, they can't organize, they can't figure out what's going on. The media, political, military, and intelligence. These are the ones that you have to take care of. So Zelensky is saying, stop sending young Ukrainians to die, because he knows Russia did not collapse economically, as these guys I don't think they really thought Russia would collapse. I'm getting that route, or at least tap on that one. I don't think these guys, when they said we're going to impose sanctions on Russia, will have Russia collapse economically. I don't think they could be. I mean, it's possible that they are so idiots because of the ideology they have, and subjectivity and arrogance, thinking they are the center of this planet, which they're not. They're important, but not the center. And I think that's a miscalculation. Or they didn't miscalculate nothing. Why? Remember when the United States invaded Iraq and Afghanistan? Would you call those interventions a success for the United States of America overall, or a military success? In itself, it's not a success. But if you look who really was successful, were the economic interest. They made a ton of money. Military-industrial complex made a lot of money, and businesses who reconstructed what they destroyed. And then we said, you know what? Nothing to squeeze of Afghanistan anymore and Iraq. Let's get out. That's what they did. So for about 20 years, certain interests made a lot of money and they grabbed two countries, now just one, by the balls. So some people could consider that a success. But I don't think it was a success, or America overall, I don't think it was. See, the same thing in Ukraine. You can call it, well, we lost in Ukraine. No, we didn't lose. We lost, but there are some interests who really, really made a ton of money. They were very successful in this operation. And they keep going. That's why it keeps going, because some people make money. And they have also the power to take care of the decision-making individuals and, departments. White House and military industrial complex and so on, being part of it, intelligence. And then you got what? Reconstruction money and bring all kind of shit. So let's see what Musk says. I'm quoting, "History will not look kindly on leaders who needlessly sacrifice their troops," the Tesla CEO has said. Well, that's why I think the Zelensky could take over and stop the garbage, if he's really in charge. And he is a Ukrainian president. That guy. So Zelensky must avoid needlessly sending young Ukrainians to be slaughtered on the battlefield with Russia, Musk said. His comments came amid Kiev's faltering counteroffensive, which Moscow claims has already left tens of thousands of Ukrainian soldiers dead. Speaking in an interview with the US podcaster Alex Friedman, released on Friday, the tech billionaire was asked whether he believes Zelensky should negotiate peace with Russian President Putin. Musk did not provide a straight answer, but noted that he would just recommend that Zelensky do not send the flower of Ukrainian youth to die in trenches, regardless of whether he engages with Putin or not. And I'm quoting again Musk. "Whoever goes on the offensive would lose massive number of people, and history will not look kindly upon them." Depends who writes history. Musk, come on, you know better than that. If we write history, then obviously the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were a success, and we're gonna give all the accepted justification for that, but not accept the other justifications. Like, what do you mean? Those were civilians. You killed civilians. In the process? Really? It's like someone wants to arrest you and kills your family to get to you? Is that what it is? Is that acceptable? Of course not. All right, my friends. So Musk says that, well, if these guys want to have Musk gone, they can have him gone 30 minutes. From the time the order is given, unless he's flying, he can, and even if he's flying, he can be intercepted, no problem with that. Or just ordered to land wherever they want him to land. Not him, the pilot. And he will land. So if these guys want to invite Mr. Tesla to a little inquiry, some interviews, they can do it. And the interviews could last decades. And then you're not going to hear from the CEO, Elon Musk again. If these guys want, and they can do it all illegal, everything. If they want, you can have how many and whatever judge you want to sign that paper, they will sign it. I guarantee you that. If you say no, that's one of their judges, give me a name and these guys will have that person sign it. And if that person doesn't sign, because he's not alive anymore. Heart attack, accidents, a little mini stroke. Do you think the world works the way these guys tell us? They go and vote and we just give power to the other ones and we're different than everybody else. We're extraordinary. Yes, the idea is extraordinary. Yes, these people are different. Yes, this society used to be much different and better than others based on their constitution and the Declaration of Independence and all that, the culture. But that's going away. Some people did not like that and they want to change it in their nature. And they do it. They are doing it. So unfortunately, we fight to stop that process of destruction of this culture, society, which is almost, I think, too late, but I will explain why. And bring it back and better, make it better. Not make it great, make it better. And remember that as a good example, you might watch Yuri, I can't remember his last name. He was a KGB agent who defected to Canada, in India first, and then I think in India he was located in India, deployed, and then he ended up in Canada and the United States of America. It's an interview from 1970s, I think, and he talks about how you can destroy a country from within, and he talks about changing the attitude of the culture, of the people, of the society, and how many generations it takes, and how do you do it. And he says it's real. I mean, it's just confirmation. But if you've never heard these things, you can read that or listen to that video. Yuri, I can't remember his last name. I can look for him, but you can find him. It's just KGB agent Yuri interview Canada broadcaster or something. And you have this guy and says, once it goes beyond the tipping point, even if you stop it now, it's not gonna come back. It's like a snowball going down. Once it got too big, you can't stop it anymore. Even if you don't add, it's too big to stop. The same thing is with natality and mortality. If you have, let's say, if I want to change this country or any country, if I want to change its structure and homogeneity, I bring whatever I want to bring. Let's say I bring dogs in the country, and the dogs will multiply more than the population. Was going to multiply to what? 1.9, which is below the replenishing level. I can't remember the term right now. And what they're going to do? The dogs are going to be more numerous than the native population. And what are they going to do? Imagine you say, okay, we stop. We're not going to bring more dogs because they breed more than we do. The ones that are over there, they multiply, let's say, 4 times as the population. So in time, even if you stop it today, what you already have in your country will outpace your thing or the native population. So that's what he talks. This Yuri, I just gave an example with the dogs and like this, but he talks about ideas that are put in the heads of the children in school by those guys that want to change it, and then the mass media, and then the whole idea. So if you have 1 or 2 generations that are gonna multiply as everybody else, but it's gonna go, the school creates more. So he said, even if you stop it right now, let's say you can, but you can't stop it. That still goes, like a, how do you call it? From the momentum, you turn off the car and it still goes, the car, until it stops. That's gonna go a long way. So, here, I hope these guys stop this garbage in Ukraine, because it's not going well for our people. It goes for their people and their interests, but not for our people and in humans in general. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. And Elon Musk, as I said, and these guys could be just put to the side if they want, legally. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.